Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 3 of our Wayfarer sew along. Today we'll be creating the front panel and the back panel. A lot of pockets but cute, and if you take it slowly it's not a difficult process. It's just quite a few steps today. Let's start. So I grabbed here what I need for the front panel. We'll start with that one. And first and foremost, we need to create those, let me find the scissor there. We need to create those pleats, those darts. So for that, I'll just cut the darts, but I will leave like 1/4 of an inch on one side and do it like this. So I'm not cutting all the way because I don't want to lose the pattern piece, but I just fold it on one side, like so. Okay, so taking a marking pen, go ahead on the back and mark your pleats. This will create, this will give the bottom extra like dimension, depth, by creating these pleats. So I'm going to repeat that for the lining as well. Okay, like so. Now you want to fold your bottom so that this raw edge matches, and you're going to stitch along that line to create that pleat 4 times. And when you fold it, it gives you that 3D effect from a 2D piece of fabric. So what I'm looking for here, I'm looking that this line is on top of this line. And that will be achieved if your raw edges match. So the lining is done. Let's do the same thing for the main. This time is on a vinyl. So you can see the 2 lines here match. And I'm going to stitch down. Okay, and now the last one. And there you have it. Set this aside for now and grab your zipper tab. You should have 2 lining, 2 main. Mine are all water resistant canvas. And you want to take your the zipper that you've cut specifically for the outside pocket, which is a 16-inch zipper. We had 2 16-inch zipper. One we used yesterday for the strap, and now we're using this one for the outside pocket. So place your zipper sandwich in between the right sides together of the main and the lining. If you have a lining and the main, make sure that the main is the right sides together to the zipper teeth. And you're going to stitch this down with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. My main and lining are the same, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Unfold it, bring it wrong sides together and top stitch. And now we're going to repeat the same thing. Make sure that your zipper pull is on your zipper. Don't close this end without having your zipper pull in the zipper. And again, right sides together, those two tabs, and the zipper sandwiched in between. And you're going to stitch this with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Flip wrong sides together. And top stitch. And there you go. So now your zipper is ready. Grab your front pocket and you should have a main, which is my Ravenclaw panel, and the lining. So for now we're going to take just the main and we're going to find the center of the zipper, and I'm going to put a little clip right here. So that's the center of my zipper. Now find the center of your panel. I'm going to do a little snip right here, and I'm going to match my center zipper to my center panel, and then bring the edges right here, matching those. Like so. Okay, and now we're going to pin all around. Matching the raw edge of the zipper to the raw edge of that panel. Okay, there you go. So let's stitch that down with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Go slow around the curve. Make sure that you keep your edges aligned. You might find it easier at some point to just open the zipper, to work with the zipper open. And go slow. Trust me, you'll save more time if you go slow than if you were to seam rip. There you go. Back stitch at the beginning and at the end. And you have one side of your zipper added, like so. Now you want to take your lining, and again, you might find it. I don't know what Alexa felt the need to tell me, but sorry, excuse Alexa in the background. You might find it easier to work with the zipper open, so I'm just going to open up the zipper. Keep this side away. Okay, and then you're going to add your lining, right sides together, so it's sandwiched. The zipper is sandwiched in between. And we're going to try to stitch on top of the previous stitch line. Or very close to it. Making sure that the zipper teeth are out of the way. Like I said, I read through the pattern. It is not a complicated pattern. It has a lot of pockets. That's why it will probably take longer. And it feels like it has a million pieces, but it really doesn't if you look at it. And it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so I'm gonna stitch from this side so I can try to stitch very close to the initial stitch line. Make sure that you do not stitch on your teeth, on your zipper teeth, okay? So use an awl or at least the tip of your scissors, something to keep the fabric flat. There I went a little crooked, but I'm going to fix it. I think the zipper pull is on that side. So I'm going to move the zipper pull and stitch a straight line here. Because I think that, yeah, that's what it was. I felt like it was like guiding my foot a little crooked. I'm just going to move that and restitch. Here it veered a little bit, so I just want to straighten that. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now before I turn is snip the threads and cut a little bit of the bulk away from the, it's not a corner, it's a rounded edge, but here I'm just going to cut a little bit of that bulk away. Very nice. We're going to turn. and top stitch. This is such a beautiful zipper pull and zipper tape. I went ahead and top stitched my the panel. This thread is so pretty. So just top stitch along the edge, and now you want to mark the center of your zipper with either a pin or a clip, like so. So this is the center of the other side of the zipper tape, and you want to grab your exterior front top, which is the piece that has that hole in the center. Okay, and you want to mark the center of this one as well, like so. And these will look like this in the end. So you want to place the center that you marked like this, right sides together, like so. And now I'm going to bring these little legs like this and pin them in place. Okay, so now we're going to go all around this curve and pin it in place before we stitch it. The pattern tells you in the tutorial how to add an extra pocket in this little one here, another slip pocket. I'm not adding that one, like there's so many pockets already that I'm adding to this bag. I really don't need the extra one that you're basically making with this piece right here. An extra slip pocket means extra work and means extra bulk, so I'm just not gonna add that one. There isn't a pattern piece for it, you're just creating it yourself. Okay, so this is what it should look like right now, pinned in place. This is from the back, so this is the lining, and this will be from the front. So let's go ahead and stitch this down. Move the zipper pull out of the way. And again, you might find it easier to use like an owl or something to hold everything down while you stitch, like the tip of some scissors. Because you're sewing on a curve. And it's a pretty deep curve. Okay, so this is what it looks like sewn. Now you want to take your front pocket backing, which is a lining piece, and you're going to place this so it's wrong side up. Wrong side up means right sides towards the lining. This way when you open that pocket, you see the pretty lining. Okay, so wrong side up, and you're going to want to pin this in place so that your zipper tape is now sandwiched in between. Because of the deep curve, and I would not recommend sandwiching the zipper tape and sewing just like in one shot. The zipper tape will move. It's going to be much more frustrating to seam rip everything than it is to do a double stitch. You might find it easier to sew with this backing on the machine like this instead of like this. So whatever is comfortable for you, that's what you should do. So I'm stitching along the previous stitch line as best as I can. Again, go slow. And you might find it easier to open the zipper. I didn't, and it's a little late for me now. See there, I need to fix in that part. And here too. So I'm going to open the zipper and fix where I felt my machine went a little, veered off a little bit. Here I can see it veering off a little bit. So let's just open the zipper all together and we can fix it here. Much better. So definitely stitch with the zipper open. It's easier to maneuver. Oh, so pretty. And there you go. And that's gorgeous pocket. I'm going to go ahead and top stitch. So you want this seam allowance to come towards the edge right here, and I'm going to top stitch along this side. Again, keep your seam allowance. See, I don't learn. It's easier with the zipper open. Gorgeous. And look how pretty. So now we're going to take that bottom piece, the outer part, and we're going to attach it to the bottom here, right sides together. So everything should be lining up without any issues. So match the raw edge here at the bottom. Like this. And let's stitch with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. This is where you will start to see that the layers are getting thicker and thicker. So the fabric that you use will make a big difference in how thick the layers are. Okay, and I'm going to top stitch this seam allowance down. Your front is done with that beautiful pocket, and now we're going to take the lining, which is this piece we have here, and the bottom of the lining, and we're going to stitch them together like so, along the raw edge with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. And of course you can pin in place. Fold the bottom like this. So we're going to top stitch the seam allowance down. Again, this is water resistant canvas, so I did not interface it. If you used cotton woven, this should be interfaced with a woven interfacing, like Geeky Fuse Cotton Soft or Poly Soft. Okay, so this is the lining of the main panel. Let's set those aside for now, and we're going to be working on the back panel. Alright, so we are going to work on the back zipper pocket on the back panel. For that I grabbed my zipper pocket lining, which is the piece that's like 15 by 10. And this, I have my zipper pocket, the zipper that goes on the back, which is the 10-inch one. I have my Geeky helper, and I also have the back piece of the backpack. Let's start by marking the zipper on the wrong side, and we'll see how well I can mark it on water resistant canvas. So I'm folding it in half along the long side. Okay, this is just basically the halfway mark here on this. So now we want to go ahead and flip this, and we're going to draw the rectangle for the zipper. That will be 1/2 inch from the edge. So this is my center marking, and I'm going to mark 1/2 inch about 1/2 inch down and 1/2 inch in. Okay, and same thing here. 1/2 inch down and 1/2 inch, which is right about here. So I know this should give me a 9-inch box. I'm just double checking. That is 9 inch. Yep, and it is 9 inch. So I'm going to place my geeky helper on this part, the one that has the 1/2 inch zipper, because I'm using 1/2 inch zipper, and I'm aligning that corner with the marking that I did to make my box. And same thing here, I have that marking that I did, and I'm aligning this corner right here with that marking. I'm doing those V's, and now using my geeky helper, I don't know how well you can see, it's orange here. I have my zipper box already done, no other measurements needed. Now I'm going to measure, I believe it's 2 inches from the bottom on the right side. So 2 inches from the bottom, it is right here. Okay. So these are 2 inches from the bottom of this is the back panel, the one with that shape. So now I'm going to line up this right here. Okay. So this is on the 2-inch line on the bottom, and this is where I have my zipper the zipper square, the rectangle design. So if you want, you can pin it in place. I don't want it to slip when I move it, so I'm gonna just put a couple of pins here and there. So now I'm taking it and sewing right around that box. Man, this thread is pretty. I don't think I'll ever get tired of this thread. One more stitch. Yes. Okay. So now you'll see it even better with the stitches done. And there you go. So this is where my stitching went. So now we're going to put a little slit right here in the center with the seam ripper, and then I will go ahead and cut to that V point on both sides and go all the way as close as I can get it to the stitches without snipping the stitches. And I am cutting through both the main panel and the lining for the pocket. Okay, you can see right here how it is. You want to bring your pocket through that opening so you can bring it to the back. Like so. Pull your corner, do a little finger press. If you're using cotton woven, you can definitely do a real press with your iron. Okay, you want to have this rectangle really crisp here. If you find that is not super crisp, that means you can snip further into the corner there. Okay, but mine looks pretty decent right now. So what I'm going to do, I'll take the zipper. Make sure that the zipper closes up and opens down. Okay? And I'm going to add some 1/8 of an inch sticky tape to both sides. Like so. Okay. Peel it off, and we're going to center the zipper in that opening. Remember, you want the zipper to close going up and open going down. So just so you remember how you place it. I'll just eyeball it right now, and then I'll flip it and recenter it if I need to. Because I'm using a stiff base right now, it doesn't really crease. But if you use woven and this is pressed, it will be a lot easier. Okay, so now I'm flipping, and I'm going to adjust it to make sure it is centered and I like where it sits. Okay, that looks good. Decent. I don't strive for perfection, so I strive for decent looking. So now I'm going to stitch all around that zipper. Okay. I'm still centering it as I go, just to double check. But it looks pretty good. Here. A little more to the right. Ah, this zipper is so pretty. You can totally stop and admire your hardware along the way. Move the zipper out of the way. This is like a safety pocket because it sits right on your back, so it's hard to access by anyone else if you're concerned about that. Okay, so this at this point it should look something like this from the back. This is right side up, and these are wrong sides together, and from the front like this. Okay, so we're going to fold this like so. This edge is already closed because this is where the fold was. So now we're going to stitch along the sides that are open to close this pocket. You want to make sure that you do not stitch through the main fabric, just the pocket. So flip that away. And that is it for today. You have completed both the front part and the back. So this is what it looks like from the back. And now you have a beautiful pocket right here. So grab your back and the two front pieces that we worked on earlier, snap a photo of them and place it in the day 3 photo comments of the Sew Along album. You'll find the Wayfarer Sew Along album in the Backstage Backroom on Facebook. And I'll see you back here tomorrow when we'll be working on the lining pieces and all those pockets. Talk to you soon. Bye.